Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the HOEC Limited Q2 and H1FY25 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on a touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to the management. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Anuj. Good morning. Hope everyone has received the updated earnings presentation. It is on our website for your reference. I have with me Krishnan Raghavan, Chief Technical Officer, Chandral Nathan, Chief Financial Officer, and Daisy, our Company Secretary. I'd like to start with the updates on the Northeastern region. Iraq workover has been completed and it achieved its purpose of increase in production from both the wells 1 and 2. In Iraq 4, the extension of the hydrocarbon bearing sands in sands 22A and 23 is proved to be in the deeper flanks of the structure. Well, Iraq 4 is shut in and is planned to perform acid jobs with partners' approval before we put the well on production. Iraq gas sales for the last quarter is 22.65 million standard cubic feet per day, but the offtake in the current quarter reduced to 15.03 million standard cubic feet per day. Therefore, the sales volume of the current quarter is 0.37 BCF compared to 0.55 BCF in the previous quarter for our share. Condensate is 5,858 barrels compared to 10,578 barrels in the previous quarter. Though this field can produce about 50 million standard cubic feet of gas per day, we have to restrict the production due to lack of demand. This quarter was affected by the low demand due to flood in Assam and shutdown of many plants, thereby affecting the uptake. You are aware that oil and ONGC are selling the gas at the price applicable for nominated blocks with a ceiling of $6.5 per MMBTU, and the Iraq JV has to sell the gas at PPAC price, which is about $8.2 per MMBTU. Therefore, the gas from the nominated field is sold first, and the balance demand is met by us at a PPAC price. We are keenly watching the progress of the Northeastern gas grid. Once the concept of common carrier is accepted and the gas grid connectivity is established, the situation would get reversed. It is difficult to predict the timeline, but we believe that it should be operational in all form by 25-26. We have received the approval from Assam Pollution Control Board for ND1 well, that is in North Iraq, and we plan to drill this well up to Bareil formation. We are ready to meet the potential increase in demand once the demand constraint is eased out by the connecting the Northeast gas grid to the national gas grid. And Geo and Pro, only one subsidiary, is the operator to the block Carson, and the group has 35% participating interest in the block. Continuous workover is being carried out in the producing wells to maintain the current production. Our program to build the development wells and the exploration wells in the block is delayed due to issue of environmental clearance. Public hearing is mandated before the issuance of the environmental clearance, which is scheduled on 26 November 2024. On obtaining EC, we will drill one exploration well to the depth of about 4,000 meters, which would unlock substantial value in the block. Our plan to drill 18 wells for Upper Gurijan would increase the field production at the earliest. We believe substantial upside exists in Lower Gurijan, Tipam, and Bareil formation, and with the connectivity of the Northeastern gas grid to national grid, monetization of the gas and development would be faster with a better price. Block 19, adjacent to Dirok, called as the Greater Dirok, is analog to Dirok structure. The extension has been granted up to 1st February 2025, and we have requested MOPNG for additional 1 more year extension to start and complete the committed work program. As rainy season is over, after harvest, we will start the construction of approach road and drill pad to move the rig for drilling. We are hopeful that our application for extension to the additional period will be considered by MOPNG. In Northeastern region, our capital outlay for the next 2 financial year continues to be at rupees 250 crores. Cambay blocks. In Cambay, we have secured the environmental clearance after 4 years for North Balol and Asjol. We are in the process of securing the rig and tangibles to commence the drilling of 2 wells in North Balol, followed by Asjol. After the initial drilling, we continue with the drilling additional development wells to enhance the production. We believe good potential exists in all three blocks to enhance production. We are expecting the final clearance of the ring-fenced R2 PSC for signature, which would add additional value to the Canberra blocks. Now I move on to offshore blocks. We are happy to inform that we participated in the DSF special bid round 2024, wherein we bid for block B15 in Mumbai offshore, a discovered small field with an area of about 332.4 square kilometers. We were declared as a sole bidder, and on award of the block by Government of India, we will embark on the development of this field. Water depth of the field is about 40 feet. With regard to B80, we are back on production from both the wells. However, during this quarter, the wells were shut in for more than 35 days for repair and replacement of houses. Production in the current quarter is 58,906 barrels of oil and 0.38 BCF of gas, while it was 67,351 barrels of oil and about 0.4 BCF of gas in the last quarter. During this quarter, the average gas price realized is 9.89 MMBTU compared to 10.34 MMBTU in the previous quarter. Now, the gas price in the western region is moving akin to imported LNG price. In PY1 offshore, though the facilities for processing and transportation of the gas is in existence, subsurface study is yet to be fully evaluated before the commencement of drilling. We are planning to engage experts in basement reserves from Vietnam to review the study and reserve estimations of our in-house team, GNG team, and the third-party expert. Before we commence the drilling, we would like to review the uncertainty of the gas-water contact in the north and south of the fields. These studies will give more confidence on our plan for 3 development wells, and if everything goes as per plan, drilling of the first well will commence in April to June 2025. We are confident about the underlying value of oil and gas reserves and resources in our existing blocks and are continuously adding the resources with the new contracts wherever possible. However, our ability to monetize quickly is hampered due to demand constraint in Northeast and issues faced with the facilities in BAT. For this quarter, our consolidated turnover is 100 crores compared to 143 crores in the previous quarter, and our profit before tax of this quarter is 13 crores compared to 49 crores in the previous quarter. This volatility in our quarterly results are due to factors such as low uptake in Assam and impact of monsoon in western region, compounded by reduction in oil and gas prices. You would appreciate that these factors are beyond our control. However, we are doing our best to bring the fields on production and monetize to unlock the value potential. And now I will request Senthil, our CFO, will update the financial results. Over to Senthil.
Thanks, Mr. Jiva. Good morning, all. Standalone revenue for this quarter is rupees 51.85 crores compared to rupees 71.79 crores in the previous quarter. The reduction in revenue is mainly on account of lower offtake in the Iraq field due to shutdown of major consumer plants in that area. VAT revenue for the current quarter is rupees 16.96 crores for gas sales compared to rupees 18 crores in the previous quarter. Oil in stock is adjusted in the operating cost. Current quarter revenue reduction in VAT is mainly due to reduction in gas price from $10.34 per MMBTU in the previous quarter to $9.89 per MMBTU in the current quarter. In the case of Iraq, revenue for the current quarter is rupees 32.33 crores compared to rupees 50.58 crores in the previous quarter. During this quarter, 369 MMSCF of gas was sold compared to 550 MMSCF of gas sold in the previous quarter. Similarly, 5,858 barrel of oil was sold in this quarter compared to 10,578 barrel of oil sold in the previous quarter. During the quarter, offtake of Iraq gas by Oil India Limited was reduced due to the shutdown of its major consumer plants. Field operating expenses for this quarter in the standalone account is rupees 49 crores compared to rupees 65.81 crores in the previous quarter. Other costs including DDA, finance costs and others is rupees 10.34 crores for this quarter compared to rupees 13.06 crores in the previous quarter. Out of the total operating costs in the current quarter, credit adjustment for oil stock is rupees 13.6 crores, whereas it was rupees 23.43 crores in the previous quarter due to decrease in the net realizable value of crude prices. Standalone EBITDA for the current quarter is rupees 9.73 crores compared to rupees 20.97 crores in the previous quarter. Profit after tax for the current quarter is rupees 1.11 crores compared to rupees 7.39 crores in the previous quarter. Major reason for reduction in profit is due to reduction in offtake of gas in the Iraq field and reduction in the NRV of closing stock of crude from $82.55 per barrel to $73.69 per barrel. In consolidated accounts, the revenue from operations for the quarter is rupees 100 crores compared to 143.41 crores in the previous quarter. Total expenses in the consolidated accounts for the current quarter is rupees 86.17 crores compared to rupees 98.25 crores in the previous quarter. Main reason for this difference is movement in the crude stock price in BIT block. In consolidated accounts, EBITDA for this quarter is rupees 36.47 crores compared to rupees 72.98 crores in the previous quarter. Consolidated operating profit before tax is rupees 13.41 crores against rupees 48.5 crores in the previous quarter. Profit after tax, including exceptional in the previous quarter, is rupees 41.92 crores, and in the current quarter, it is rupees 10.81 crores. As on date, the term loan outstanding is about 103 crores. India Ratings has reaffirmed the rating in A and revised outlook from stable to positive for rupees 500 crores going forward. With the current cash position and with the continued production, we will meet all our obligations, including the planned capital program for the coming 3 years. Thanks, and back to Mr. Jiva.
I think we can open the forum for questions now.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question comes from the line of Ridesh Gandhi from Discovery Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Typically, we have a slowdown in offtake in Iraq in the first quarter. Just wanted to understand the reasons behind the slow offtake in Q2, and if we are going to kind of continue to see the slower offtake going into Q3.
Thanks, Ridesh. And you know that the second quarter is normally having a rainy season there in Assam. This time there was a flood about 7 to 10 days continuous flood was there. That affected the uptake. And then you look at Numligarh refinery was shut in for about 19 days. And the Brahmaputra Fertilizer Corporation was about 28 days. A national thermal, Namrup thermal power station was 24 days. And NEEPCO, that was a major consumer, for about 61 days. This all compounded the whole issue of a lower uptake. That's why from 22, it has come down to 13 million standard cubic feet per day. I think this situation would get reversed a little better in the third quarter. And if some progress we have been in discussion with the Oil India, then fourth quarter would be much better than the third quarter. That's what we believe.
Got it, sir. And the other question is that now that BAT is up and running, are there any slowdown occasionally happening or any issues happening actually with the extraction of the oil at all, or it's all smooth?
It's because of there is no weather issues at the moment, and the things are moving okay. There should not be any obstruction. That's what we believe.
Okay. Sir, and the other question is there any actually light you can throw on the new block which we have recently actually bid for in terms of the kind of reserves we expect, the kind of return expectations we expect, or anything on those lines?
See, normally, as you are aware, that we don't get onto any project which gives less than 21% post-tax return to us. Mm-hmm. And that's what our internal estimate of it. So based on that, we bid for that block, and that block is closer to NQ platform, process platform, from about 22 kilometers from there. It has 2 discoveries. So we believe that should add good value to us. Still the government has to yet to announce, and we have to get an award.
Got it. Sir, and the last question is with regards to actually how much actually inventory are we holding in a BAT of the oil? Because I know at around 350, 400 is when we can have the auctions. So right now, how much is the kind of inventory we're holding?
250,000 barrels, about plus minus.
Got it. Got it. All right, sir. Thanks. That's all for me for now. Thank you.
Thanks, Hitesh. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vaibhav from Honesty and Integrity Investments. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Thanks for providing the opportunity. So from Northeast, you briefly updated on the pipeline status, which will enable gas connectivity to national grid. But there are 3 phases. So I just wanted to understand, whether phase 1 would be sufficient to provide national grid connectivity, or phase 2, or we have to wait till phase 3 to get connected to the national grid, and the full constraint or demand will be relieved only after phase 3. Is it the case?
No, it's not. What will happen is that the GAIL connection up to Guwahati is expected by December. Then the DNPL connections is expected by all means by March 25. And the major connectivity of separate line by IGGL to Numligarh to Duliajan would be expected year later. So for us, our volume per se as such, once the Duliajan line get connected, we will be much better off. That would be expected by this year end.
Okay. Okay. But as per the recent interview given by one of the officials, phase 1 will be completed by March, and then no, actually yeah, by December. Yeah, you're right. I think I think that's clear. That's it from my side, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that's it from
Thanks,
yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rishikesh from Robo Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for the opportunity. So my first question is with respect to the BAT. So we had given a reference production of around 2500 BOEPD in BAT. So would like to know where are we currently, and what is our plan, by when and how are we planning to go to a production level of say around 3500 BOEPD?
35. Okay, right. So currently we are in the plus minus of 5% of the 2,500 barrel. That is the reference as such. And 26, 27 we are planning to drill 3 additional wells. So that should ramp up the expected level of more than 3,500 barrel as well.
So basically the 3,500 will come only by drilling additional wells, right? Not from the current well that we have.
That's for sure.
Okay. So how much capex would that entail?
We are expecting that the 3 well would be somewhere around $50 to $60 million, and that's what we are planning for it.
Okay. And also would like to know currently our revenue run rate is less, but I think with T-Rock would be reviving Q3, Q4 later. Going ahead, what is our target or revenues? Say by when can we do around 1,000 crores of revenue, and what EBITDA margins, if you could share that, please?
It's an answer depending on many caveats, but our endeavor is 25, 26. We should be able to comfortably reach that number, and our margin remains the same what we are doing now. It's little better than that because some of the fixed costs can be leveraged, and in a manner we'd be meeting the same number, little more better than the previous number, and that will increase in proportion to the turnover assets.
Okay. Got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shiva, who is an investor. Please go ahead. Mr. Shiva, your line has been unmuted. Please go ahead with your question. As there is no response from the line of Mr. Shiva, we move to the next participant. Before the next question is from the line of Kunal Tokas with Fair Value Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. May I request you to use your handset, please?
Now?
Yes, sir. Better. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, sir, my first question is related to your operational costs for the Dirok field and the BET fields. I think I remember reading something that your operational cost for MMBtu was $0.5 for Dirok field. Is that correct?
It's not $5. It is $5 when you are reaching to a full volume of production, because these operating costs are not linear. This is more or less at the fixed cost. So if your volume, gas cannot be stored, it has to be sold. So whatever we produce, if the lesser the volume you produce, that your operating cost is more. That's about dollar per MMBTU. Now you will increase the volume, even you double the volume, then the operating cost come down to 0.5. So being the low uptake, then our cost is more at the moment.
So at the 40 to 45 MMSCF that you expect after the grid gets connected, your operational costs would come down to 0.5?
Yeah, it should be somewhere around 0.5 to 0.6. Okay.
And what would those be for the BAT field? I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to understand what level of oil prices you can sustain without with still being break even.
See, BAT, you have three issues which comes out. One about the government share. The government share, irrespective of the price, you have to share with the government. That is the first fact. The second thing, your operating facilities. If you are looking at this, all operating facilities, a majority of them are owned by us. That through our subsidiaries. That is a floating production offshore and mobile offshore processing platform. This is all owned by us. If you take the net cost of all those things, we can sustain even at an oil price of $50. $50.
Okay. And sir, about the production sharing contracts, those have a high point and a low point between which the share is linearly interpolated. So from the basic that I understand is that the more you produce, the more you have to share with the government, and that actually hinders people from, it incentivizes people from producing more. Is that a correct understanding, and how do you plan to tackle this?
It's basically a revenue sharing contract, not a production sharing contract. In a revenue sharing contract, the costs are immaterial, only the revenue is getting shared with the government. That goes with the LRP, that is 12%, that is a fixed one. The balance one is proportional to what you have quoted for it. So more you produce, you will have to pay more to the government, and that's a fact. So in our case, it is about 12% is the minimum we have to pay for whatever our revenue we realized, and the maximum goes up to 55%. That is a linear. So essentially, you produce about your revenue share to the government should be around, say, 17 to 18%. And then your royalty is about 10%. Total 25 to 30% will go to the government on your revenues. Balance is getting used for your cost, and you are making your profit.
Okay. Does it disincentivize producers from producing more, or does it still make economic sense for at the higher sharing levels?
You can work it out an optimum level for you, and you cannot put the wells on close mode, and at the same time you can't plug the wells. So it depends on the bidding and depends on the contract signed by the respective parties.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder to all the participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Jitendra Petkar, who's an investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. My question is to Mr. Jiva.
Yeah.
is there any stake sale by the management or the previous management from the company in the recent past?
No, see, I can't say about what the shareholders will do, but I don't think so. If anything is there, definitely we'll inform you.
Okay, because there are rumors like that, and it appears since there is no identifiable promoter of this company, the disclosure may not be mandatory, I believe, but it does affect the normal investors.
I just want to tell you, first you said it is a rumor. That is a fact. And the second thing you are saying, actually, it should be a mandatory disclosures. Yes, and anybody who's holding more than 5% has to disclose to the exchange. So both are an event. If any event on that, it will get informed to us, and we will in turn inform to the exchange immediately.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rushabh, who's an investor. Please go ahead. Mr. Rushabh, may we request you to unmute your line and go ahead with the question, please?
Hello.
Yes, sir. May we request you to use your handset, please?
Just one second. आवाज आ रहा है?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
अच्छा, नमस्ते साहब.
हाँ, नमस्ते जी.
आप कैसे हो?
बढ़िया जी, आप कैसे हैं?
हम भी अच्छे हैं साहब. साहब लास्ट टाइम आपको पूछा था वो आसाम का सेम टू सेम ही हुआ, इस बार कम ही आया.
क्या करें, याद होगा? सो याद तो है, हम ट्राई कर रहे हैं. वो डिमांड हम तो क्रिएट नहीं कर सकता है ना. तो
अभी ये पूछना है कि ये अभी जो चालू हुआ ये 3 महीना अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर, उसमें वो सब फैक्ट्रियाँ चालू हो गई जो आप अभी बता रहे थे किसी को, ये फैक्ट्री बंद है, ये फैक्ट्री बंद है, ये फैक्ट्री बंद है, वो सब फैक्ट्री चालू हो गई कि अभी उसमें से भी कुछ बंद है? अभी भी
ये मेजॉरिटी चालू हो गया. BDFCL थोड़ा डाउन है, वो नेक्स्ट वीक में ठीक हो जाएगा. वो दैट इज व्हाट दे वर सेइंग.
तो ये मेजॉरिटी अक्टूबर से चालू हो गया कि अभी नवंबर से चालू हुआ साहब?
अक्टूबर से चालू हुआ तब.
अच्छा अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा साहब. और साहब ये आप बता रहे थे अपना वो क्या बोलते हैं डिमांड का प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा, वो जून जुलाई से ना, 2025 जून जुलाई से ना?
See, second quarter में always we have some problem, and now उसका पूरा रीजन के प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है बिकॉज प्राइस का डिफरेंस है. ONGC
मैं उसका बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं वो नेशनल का बात कर रहा हूँ. जो आप बोल रहे थे ना हर बार जून जुलाई में होना चाहिए, तो मैं बोला वो अभी भी वो टाइमलाइन मतलब जून जुलाई की है ना, 2025-26 के मार्च 2025-26 में होगा.
तो ग्रिड कनेक्टिविटी होने के बाद पूरा चालू हो जाएगा. तो ग्रिड कनेक्टिविटी के लिए,
वो ग्रिड कनेक्टिविटी कब आप लोग एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो? जून जुलाई 2025 के मार्च 2025?
तो हम लोग को जाके डिस्कस करके आ रहा था. हम लोग को खुद डायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्व नहीं है. तो ये एक पोर्शन विल गेट दिसंबर में हो जाएगा, दूसरा बाय ऑल मीन्स मार्च में हो जाएगा, मार्च 2025 में.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Rushabh, may we request that you return to the question queue for follow-up questions, as there are several participants waiting for their turn, sir. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, sir. May we request that you return to the question queue, sir. Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vaibhav from Honesty and Integrity Investments. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for providing the follow-up. Just continuing in the last thing, so I think phase 2, as per the interviews publicly given by the officials of this pipeline, phase 2 is going to be completed in March 26, and what you are saying is March 25 for phase 2 of the pipeline. So I'm just confused whether it's 25 or 26.
Vaibhav, I tell you honestly, I don't know which phases you are talking about. For us, that one phase is about connecting up to GAIL connection up to Guwahati. So the second connection is from Guwahati to Numligarh, and from Numligarh to Duliajan, right, through a DNPL line. So this is what practically making our increase in volume. We are expecting the DNPL line will get connected in March 25. So with that, we will be able to increase our uptake. That's what we believe. Okay.
So that will ensure national grid connectivity for us?
Yeah, that will be because this gas go to up to Baruni, central India. So then obviously there would be a volume uptick, and there is an establishment of grid connectivity. Further augmenting the grid would be through a separate line IGGL from Numligarh to Duliajan.
Okay. Okay, got it. Understand. That's it from my side. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Manan Patel, who's an investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yes, Manan.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
So may we request that you use your handset, sir?
Is it better now?
Yes, sir, it's better now. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. And sir, congratulations for B18. So just wanted to understand with this being declared the sole bidder. So when can we expect further details on the block and from your side?
See, we are, as at the moment, we are just a bidder, right? So we have to wait for the government's the formal communication to it, and then we will be going for signing the block. So that will take at least, I do not know the exact timeline. We are expecting within a month's time. Once it is done, then we will update the block, because our evaluation, what we have done, how we have come out value in the block, we will let you know.
Understood. And sir, just wanted to know, how does this change our capex projections of 1,000 crores over next 2 to 3 years? Does it change materially, or how do we think about this?
Yeah, I think it will change our capital plan, because what happened, we are looking at, after signing of the PSC, we have got 4 years time. Within the 4 years time, we should be able to have enough capital from our side to go for it. And we are looking at a model by which we'll be able to optimize the cost and put it on production in a quicker mode. That's what we are looking at. So if any additional borrowing is required at that point in time, we'll look at that.
Understood. That's it from my side. Thank you, sir, and wish you all the best.
Thanks, Manan.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kunal Tokas, who's from Fair Value Capital. Please go ahead. Mr. Kunal, may we request that you unmute your line and go ahead with the question, please? Mr. Kunal, may we request that you unmute your line, please? As there is no response, we will move to the next participant. The next question is from the line of Shiva, who is an investor. Please go ahead.
Hi.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead with the question.
With reference to the B15, the current bid that has been done, I'm sure you guys would have seen why the company should underbid. Being an offshore block, the experience has not been so good in the past 4-5 years. And the kind of investments that we've made are phenomenal in B80, with not getting proper output, like wells getting off and on and off again, and spending a lot of money, time, energy, everything. So what is the logic to bid for another offshore block? Why did our company do that? What is it that you guys found very interesting in this? That is my first question related to this B15. The second question here is, B80, currently oil production is not that great. So sometimes when there is a leakage in my house, the water comes down when the guy will sweep the floor. But then that water is not there in my house anymore. It goes to the neighbor's house, So can a similar phenomenon also happen with B80? Like the oil is not there anymore in our area, but have gone to the neighbor's, like a different land altogether? So the second question is for Mr. Krishnan Raghavan, the technical person. The first one is for Mr. Jeevanandan. Thank you.
I'll answer both the questions. I don't know about the leak in your house, but the fact remains, we are an offshore operator. We are the only company producing from Mumbai High other than ONGC. So we are very proud of it. We are comfortable doing a good job, and we will be able to do it. We'll get on to many offshore blocks when it comes to it. We know how to create a value to our shareholders. We'll continue to do that. Okay? That's your first question. Second question, there is nothing about a leak or anything on it. Every oil and gas block has a certain volume. This volume has to be a proper plumbing job to come to the surface. It will come when it comes. Right? We are on the job of doing the work. We are continuously on production at the moment. We will unlock the value by drilling additional wells. That's all it from my side. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the reply. Then,
That's
what
all.
about the equipment?
Nothing more from you.
Are we planning a...
So sorry to interrupt you. May we request that you return to the question queue for follow-up questions, please? Thank you. The next question is from the line of Aksha Maheshwari, who is an investor. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. So my question was basically regarding one of the interview which was given to Mika Barve on nearby 16th of June. So, Mr. Jiva, you said that the company expects 50% uptick in production in fiscal 25. So, where are we right now over there?
So we are on target actually, and what happens in oil and gas fields, you can't continuously look at quarter to quarter, right? Three factors. Because the demand is not in our hand, that will get sorted out by the connectivity established on the northeastern side. And the BIT, there is a weather impacted about 35 days. That we have already rectified it, and we'll continue to do it. And the third one, our job is more towards the creating a value below the ground, which we have already been on the process of getting new acreage. And with this, we will be able to reach our targets. It may be a couple of months, they said on that side, but we are on target of getting the things done.
Okay. But the interview was very recent one. So accordingly, the numbers which came are supposed not in line with the interview which was said over there. So
the line of this number of this quarter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But this is what I explained the reasons for the uptake in this quarter, right?
Pardon me, sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
So this quarter, the low volume uptake was already explained to you. This has not affected our productivity of the wells, our capability of increasing the production. This has only affected our uptake, right? Because there was lack of demand in the region.
Mm-hmm. All right, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rushabh, who's an investor. Please go ahead.
नमस्ते साहब।
नमस्ते जी। आगे
अब वो मेरे को आधे क्वेश्चन पर काट दिया इन लोगों ने। वो सेम क्वेश्चन था कि वो आपने बताया कि वो एक कुछ दिसंबर में चालू हो रहा है कोई तो एक फेज, और दूसरा वाला मार्च में चालू हो रहा है। तो दिसंबर में चालू होने से अपना प्रोडक्शन कितना बढ़ेगा डी-रॉक में?
भाई साहब, हम तो क्वांटिफाई नहीं कर सकता है, थोड़ा
आइडिया ले रहा हूँ साहब। मैं तो आपको आके पकड़ूंगा नहीं कि आपने ये बोला और ये हुआ। तो आइडिया ले रहा हूँ, जैसे आप भी
we should improve at least 50% more than this.
मतलब 13 का 26 होगा कि 20 का 30 होगा?
हम लोग we are expecting at least 25 plus तो होना चाहिए।
अच्छा, मतलब ये क्वार्टर का डबल हो जाएगा। और मार्च में 70-80 तक जाएगा कि 50-55 तक जाएगा?
एटलीस्ट पहुंचना पड़ेगा 40 का ऊपर।
अच्छा, 40 के ऊपर जा सकता है वो।
Thank you, sir. May we request that you return to the question queue for follow-up questions, as there are several participants waiting for their turn. Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rikesh Parikh from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Please go ahead. Mr. Rikesh Parikh, may we request you to unmute your line and go ahead with your question?
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, just want to understand BAT, what is the current level of production right now in terms of oil and gas?
See, oil about 1,000 barrels and gas is about 8 million standard cubic feet of gas per day.
Okay. So it's back to the normal what we expect, or we see some more improvement in the field as such in terms of production? Do we expect?
This is the one, and if any improvements, we will know by the next quarter.
Okay. And sir, this just want to understand this B15 block. So probably it will be like it take 2 years to get it operationalized, means in terms of the taking the approval and studies and all. Is that right understanding?
So basically, being at offshore, we don't require many approvals, but it is more looking at a more comprehensive development and a cost-effective development. Both are looked at by the team. Then we have to engage the right contractor to go out with the model with mitigating the risk. And our target is to put it on production in less than 30 months.
Okay. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ravi, who is an investor. Please go ahead.
Hello. Thanks for the opportunity. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So my question is, last time, I think the 400K barrels we sold in December, if I'm not wrong. So what is the current storage of oil from the PAT? Where are we at?
So the current stock, I told you, is about 250,000 barrels. And then 2,000 barrels is our current production. So you would be knowing by first quarter of the next year, we'll be able to make an update.
Okay. So first quarter. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Manpreet Arora from Arora Wealth Advisors. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Maybe request you to use your handset and go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, on the BAT gas, if we look a couple of years back, we had, flows of 12 point some million, and then it gradually decreased to, 5 and now 4. I understand that it was a gas top well, and, so the earlier years will probably be higher than later in the years. Is that a correct understanding?
Yeah, your understanding is correct.
And now you mentioned that we are now flowing 8 mm. So that has increased now?
I think it is better to take the same reference, about 8 million standard cubic feet per day.
Okay. And so how should we model this over the next few years, sir? I mean, will this decrease and then the oil will increase, or this is a reference?
See, any oil and gas field on a continuous production will have some decline. And it will not decline too much as we are producing very minimal from that field. And by drilling additional wells, we will be able to come back to the normalcy in the block to use its facilities to its optimum potential. That's why we plan for 3 wells in 26-27.
Okay. Thank you. And sir, on the pricing side, we were at 22% of Brent, and then, we have again come down from $16 to now $9. So how do you see the pricing playing out? It is more related to the Brent price, how it behaves?
So we were looking at actually the Brent price is the best model. So we went out 22%. Subsequently, it has been brought down to 12%, 12.2%. Now we are looking at more from an exchange where price is moving akin to LNG price. So partly we are selling at exchange and partly we are selling at the Brent price. Wherever the committed contract, we are selling at the Brent price. and the balance more than 50% we are selling at the exchange, which the price is akin to LNG price, a little discount to the LNG price. But the price is much better in the exchange rather than going with the percentage on the Brent at the moment.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for answering.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jitendra Petkar, who's an investor. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity again. I have two questions. One is a little bit follow-up on the grid connectivity on the east. I would like to know unambiguously when will be the final connection will be made and there will be no constraints as to the transportation of gas on the east side. When is that date? In 25, June, July, 26, which exactly? But all connections should be completed, unambiguous.
See, Jitendra, as what you are looking at the similar way we are looking at them. So when we discussed with the team, they are expecting that one set of connections should get over by March. So therefore, we are expecting by 25, 26, there should not be any constraint to us. And to enhance
25-26 meaning, shall I put it as by second half of 25?
Yeah, that's right. No, first half of, we are expecting them to get the first layer of connections of connecting to the national grid should get done by 31st March 2025.
Okay.
So essentially, you get a better offtake from 25-26. And further argument of the uptake depending on the production from others as well as the demand. And then the connectivity of IGGL laying their own line from Numbligarh to Duliajan. So that we will total in such a manner that we drill additional wells and ready to ramp up the production up to 70 million cubic feet of gas per day.
I understand. So which means after 31st March 25, things are progressively going to increase only and most of the, let's say, constraints will be removed by 31st March 2025. Am I right?
Yeah, you are right. And that's what the assumptions we are also working.
Understood. My second question is about the quality of crude that we get from BAT. It gives the same crack as the other that is domestically found, or can you give any idea from refiner's point of view?
It is actually a Brent. We got the Brent price based on the analysis. Crude assay what they have done, it is equivalent to Brent, so it will continue to be that.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question for today. I now hand the conference over to management for closing comments.
Thank you. Our focus remains on achieving the optimum production from BAT and to increase the uptake from Jirok. We believe the drilling of wells in Karsang, PY1 and Western region will add substantial volume of resources to reserves as well as increase in production. Our committed in-house team with the support of external experts will ensure our growth targets. We once again thank you all for joining us today. Thank you all.